Australia's sports leader, Fox Sports, on Rugby League Grand Final day at Sydney's ANZ Stadium. But there are Queenslanders everywhere as the Broncos and the Cowboys meet in the main game early this evening. From now until then, sit back, relax and enjoy on Fox Sports. Every tackle, every try, every moment and every little bit of magic on a beautiful day here in Sydney. It is Holden Cup time to start the party. Manly Warringah Seagulls finished the season 4th. The Penrith Panthers were the minor premiers. They are the favourites. It is 30+ degrees, Alan Tongue, and the Eagles are out and out early.
Yeah, that's right. They're into those conditions there. Tom Travoy just leads the Panthers out here. The deserved favourites had a wonderful season, finished in first position there, raced through the final series there with some great wins, beating Manly in week 1 there. They're a great football side. Plenty of strike across the park. I know it's hot conditions, but it's great conditions to throw the football around. These two sides, they love to do that.
We have covered the Holden Cup since round 1. Every weekend on Fox Sports, and over the course of the journey we've enjoyed your support. And to each and every player, coach and official that we've been involved with, you are superstars of the future. Each and every one of these young kids, amazing talents, amazing composure. Not everyone is going to go on to play first grade, but to reach this level, you are doing something right. To all of you, and we know you're all watching, congratulations on 2015.
Yeah, it is so great, isn't it? Because these guys, they work or study full-time as well. It's a wonderful effort.
Who is the #1 team in the 8th year
Time to run, Manly!
of NYC? We are about to find out as the Eagles and the Panthers do battle for honours. The Panthers, first possession of the ball, Oliver Clark. It will be up to him and Moses Leota in the engine room for the Panthers to create the platform. Corey Harawira-Naido, who has played centre over the course of the year, moving back last week into the back row. Luke, playing a little wide. Here's James Fisher-Harris. Contained very well, a big strong unit on this left-hand side. Here is Leota, up and over the 40. A very good defensive set thus far from the Eagles. Playing to the short side and to the air. Jerome Luai. Tom Travojevic gets Manly's first touch of the afternoon, and Travojevic hit beautifully low, hit heavily high.
Yeah, great opening set, wasn't it, from the Penrith Panthers, going to their strike weapons, out to the edges quickly, but also their big men, Leota and Clark, charging the ball forward. They're laying a wonderful platform.
Billy Bainbridge to the 40 already. Both these sides more than happy to get into the arm wrestle early to try and establish that territorial advantage so important in the opening 10 minutes. Maxwell quick to his feet. They play to the right-hand side, and a good run from Luke Garner. Over halfway, so a better set in terms of meterage. Carefully taken by Nate at the back. He spins out of one tackle. That was the tackle of Thomas, was eventually taken by Jesse Raymond.
Yeah, it was return serve, wasn't it, from the Seagulls? A great set there too. Once again, playing to the edges. They like to do that. They'll move the big forwards of the Penrith Panthers about there. The kicking game needs to improve, but a great run here by Jennings.
Only back last week, Robert Jennings. He looks more like older brother Michael than Michael does. And he is equally as fast. He is a rare talent, Robert Jennings. And at the 2-minute mark, our first penalty of the game.
Yeah, and they'll get into some good field position here, but he's lightning quick, isn't he? Out of dummy half there, draws a penalty for his side. Dislocated his finger pretty badly last week as too, so he's toughing that out in the grand final.
The man of the match will be presented the Jack Gibson Medal. Previous winners, guys like James Roberts or Josh Dugan. Oliver Clark putting his hand up early.
Waiting, boys. Waiting, not early, not early.
Sony Luke right knee strap moves into dummy half, goes to the short side through May. Then Jennings dangerously close to the sideline. Somehow he stays in. A little sloppy here from Penrith. They are on the edge of the go zone. Big open side, and they are deep. They again go to the right. It's Sony Luke. It's the first try scorer in the grand final. We mentioned pre-game, just how effective this young man is at playing eyes-up football, seeing what's in front of him as opposed to taking it on the game plan only, and he has done just that.
Speed and deception, we've spoken about it, out of dummy half. He is lightning quick, and all of a sudden he sees the eyes of Billy Bainbridge, his body language, and he just fades out just a touch. He sees a half opening, he goes straight through it. But put that down to the amazing penalty there and the run out of dummy half by Robert Jennings. That set the platform for them. And then Sony Luke, this talented little number 9, sees a half opportunity and gets the opening points.
What a start for the Panthers. Looking for their second NYC Premiership. They defeated the Warriors 42-30 back in 2013, only to miss the finals last year. And over. Just not so much a smile on his face, Brett Kamali, but it's still 6.
No, that's right. They still count as 2 points. Just here we see Luke jumping out of dummy half. Great deception to make both markers go to the left. That's where he threw the dummy. Then he jumps out to the right, and the pace and the quickness just to get over the line. I'm really excited to see the challenge between Demetrio and Jennings, the left centre on the right centre. That's going to be a great clash to watch.
Time you run!
Penrith have won 11 of their last 12 games. They are the form football side in 20s competition. This is Oliver Clark bouncing off Manly skipper Riley Travis. The back to Harawira Nida. A big lump of a kid. Doesn't always look it in the company he keeps on the field, but there is plenty of him. Leota. Good tackle down low by Luke Gardner, a tackle that needed to be made. Here is James Fisher-Harris. The big Kiwi came over, play for the Panthers, and there are suggestions that he may well be headed back to New Zealand as a target for the Warriors over the course of the next 18 months. They go to Tyrone May, he puts it in the air. Kick without any real depth, and as a result, Dylan Edwards was under a heap of pressure there and was able to achieve very little at the end of the set, so poor end advantage Manly.
Yeah, really disappointing set, because back into the set that was, because up until then it was great. After points, they played it simple, they got out of their own end, and their kicking game just let them down. And that's with no Nathan Cleary. That's the big loss for the side. His kicking game is perfect. We know he's not playing there, but it's something the Panthers really need to do well. They get a penalty now, the Seagulls. Their first real good attacking opportunity in good field position.
Yeah, the penalty is centre field, 5 metres short of halfway. Our 2 referees are Adam G and his assistant Peter Goff. Our video refs are Steve Chitty and Henry Perinara. These 2 footy sides have played 3 times in 2015. It is 3-0 to the Panthers. Does that give them confidence, or does it add to the determination of the Eagles, who start their set through big Addison Demetrio?
Hold, guys, hold! Go one.
Boot has come off Robert Jennings. Just inside the 20, the Eagles trail through Darcy Cox, and this is Jesse Maxwell. Good tackle down low by rival 10, Moses Leota. Hugh Pratt dummies one way, goes out the back to Pearsall. Good, short, sharp passing. It ends with Billy Bainbridge, half a metre out from the line. Pratt to dummy half again, goes wide to Travis, on to Pearsall. He somehow gets through the initial 2 tackles, then looks for the miracle ball, or did it just come free? Regardless, it ends up in the hands of the Panthers.
Well, there was some slick ball movement there, wasn't it, from the Seagulls, but just the last pass back on the inside, and it was Jerome Luai, actually, the man who came across with a drive-saving tackle almost there to knock the ball free. Some nice footwork there by Pearsall, but the back end of the set just comes undone.
Leota wrestling there for every possible metre available. As they go to Luai, he takes it downfield. A favourable bounce for Trebojevic. brings it back 25 metres out from his own line. So the hard work once again begins for the Sea Eagles. Jesse Raymond makes the most of his opportunity from the right centre. Grabbed across field before straightening as Travis goes out the back to Billy Bainbridge. Left back rower for the Eagles. Here's Liam Knight, rising superstar in rugby league. Now man, because he's a little on the loose side. Last tackle here for the Eagles. Up we go. Fuimanu and Nisi taken out of play. Brent Naden took the ball, travelled across field and is now in danger. In fact, he's more than that. He's in goal.
Should have come through.
What a great kick chase there, and you can see the pats on the back to the 5'8" Pearsall. They launched the ball in the air. Great take by Naden there, but look at the defence. 1, 2, 3. They come in to help each other and drag Naden back into the in goal there. Force a repeat set. Great work by the young Sea Eagles. Great attacking opportunity now. That's what they need to do in these tough conditions. Really hot out there, over 30 degrees. Need a force repeat set, put the pressure on the opposition.
Dangerous here. Somehow the ball stays in play. That was fabulous work from Will Pearsall. Otherwise, the ball goes out. It would have been Penrith scrum feed.
Look at this, as Pearsall jumps to the sideline there and tosses it back into Mitch Thomas.
Coach-killing moment. That'll take a couple of years off Dave Heath, the Manly coach. Liam Knight, back to Hugh Pratt. Harawira still down as the Eagles surge wide for the line. Dropping it as Jesse Bogle, but he was shepherded towards the sideline. That was really good footy from Dylan Edwards. The opposing winger showed him the sideline, effectively used it as a defender and took him out.
Yeah, Tom Trbojevic, the cutout pass there, and just gets taken to the sideline. And as you spoke about, Dylan Edwards defensively, last week he had a super game. The only player in the Panthers lineup to play every game this year. Drives him into touch. Great defence on their try line there. Big play. An injury here at the moment. Panthers player down.
Harawira Knight is still.
He's all right. He's got the thumbs up from the trainers there. Tom Trbojevic chiming in the back line. The cutout pass there. Might be a bit of their play going to that left edge with the Panthers really getting numbers on Dimitri. Takes 2 and 3 to stop him. The cutout ball, it doesn't come off on this occasion.
Not early here, holding.
Might be a tactic for the Sea Eagles out wide.
No surprise to see Manly have a crack at their left at the Panthers' far right-hand side, because that corridor has leaked more points for the Panthers than anywhere else. In fact, 1/3 of the Panthers' conceded tries have come to far right as they get their second penalty of the game.
And it's where the strengths of the Sea Eagles are too, out there on that left side with Dimitri, but they can't do this. They cannot keep doing this to the Panthers, giving away some cheap ball and possession. Getting them upfield here too easy.
Fisher Harris slammed to the ground. He was caught under the ribs in a tackle of 3 as Leota is swamped back to Luke. Dummies, goes himself. He's taken comfortably by opposing 9, a rival 9 if you want, Hugh Pratt. Reid Izzard, a second-generation footballer with a famous name at the foot of the mountains and a great career in front of him. And has hurt his left shoulder here as they go through play. Then on to Jennings. They will be desperate to get Robert Jennings a lot of early ball today. They'll fancy his chances in a bit of space against Anderson Demetriou as the Panthers look to play a little of second and third phase football, but a rushed ball out the back was very easily taken by Jesse Maxwell for Manly.
Yeah, you can see that the Panthers are trying to give Jennings a bit of early ball there. He has got some great footwork there, one-on-one with Demetriou and Panthers himself, but just a few there, some great defence there from the Panthers, really rushing up, good shot there. But a couple of errors just creeping into both sides and just can't complete their sets in important field position.
Lico Foligno on Mitch Thomas there. There was a real whack in the chest on chest. As Travis took the ball initially. His inside man, Liam Knight. Continued the movement out to the left-hand side. Downfield we go. Good kick from Riley again, the skipper. Nico Hines has been up and down in terms of starting and also interchange football. What a return from Brent Naden there. He had no right to make the type of metres he did.
No, and the Seagulls' defensive line there, their kick chase was terrible. There was only two of the players led by Addison Demetrio. You can't do that on Naden. He's elusive. You need to give him a solid line there every time you kick the football. Back to the right-hand side, Luke and Clark combined. Big test here for the Eagles. Luke again popping his head through the line. The body almost followed. Leota, numbers here. May charges to the line. He's claiming a try. The referee in great position and awards it. Try number 2 to the Panthers. Tyrone May, arguably the star of the show, who has played a variety of positions this year, is playing at 6 and is starring in that jersey. Yeah, he's so versatile, isn't he? He's played pretty much every position on the field except for a front row. He's a wonderful footballer too. Great support player, great defender, great with the ball in hand. They had all the momentum there, the Seagulls. It was Jesse Maxwell. He was actually called offside. That got them through the line there, got his nose poked through, and then they had all the momentum going down that right side. And then that man there races away. Tyrone May barges over the line. He's a great footballer in the Panthers. But once again, a little bit of ill discipline down the other end of the field, giving away a couple of cheap penalties, getting them into that field position. That's got them their points. They've made them pay for some of those errors there by the Sea Eagles. They've certainly used their advantage of more football and better field position, haven't they, the Penrith Panthers? 10-0 on the scoreboard. Kick here from Dylan Edwards, who wouldn't have been happy with his strike in his opener. Just the edge of the post, hit the uprights, and got the fortunate bounce. Nice striker of the footy too, taking over the goal-kicking duties in the absence of Nathan Cleary. Too good, Brett Kamali, and we're out to a dozen.
Yeah, we're out to a dozen. What Penrith are doing are just playing extremely simple. 60% of the ball, but they're 7 from 9 completion rate. And they're just doing all the basics extremely well. That's what a grand final's about, just doing the basics extremely well. Manly have forced some passes. Manly have had less football, but their kick chase is single line. They've got a poor kick chase. So those are the indicators I think a coach looks for. Complete sets, good kick chase, tackle strong, get into the game. Now pressure really on Manly.
Brett, when they met 3 weeks ago, it was the Eagles that got off to the quick start.
Yeah, that's right. And I think Manly would have been saying, we've got to start fast again. But Penrith have ambushed that. Look at this hard running.
Leota!
Liam, you're good, one.
Oh, you'd want to defend your try line better just to avoid Moses Leota running at you.
He came from the car park, didn't he, Big Moses?
James Fisher-Harris making great meters, super impressed with this kid, and hasn't Oliver Clark had a wonderful start to the game. Over halfway he runs. Luke on the back of a quick play the ball. Luai to Felino out on his outside, and Easy. It was good defence from the Manly right-hand side. They go back to Luai and his left boot. It's not Trebojevic, and a knock-on from the Eagles. Pressure put on Jesse Bogle, who doesn't deserve this, Jesse. Harawira-Naidoo.
Yeah, sorry, Annie. Harawira-Naidoo coming through there. Plenty of pressure there. He's disappointed, Jesse Bogle. He thumps the ground in disgust there, but what a set after points from the Penrith Panthers. They've gone 90 metres, all started on the back of that Moses Leota carry. The ball up in the air there, plenty of pressure. Good work, Harawira-Naidoo.
Bogle doesn't deserve that. He was a superstar. He was the standout, in my opinion, last week with 2 tries against the Cowboys. You'll see better from him this afternoon. Now looking for their 3rd of the afternoon. Leota in that middle 3rd. Flicks it out the back to Luke, and again it's numbers here. Harawira-Naidoo comes back against the grain. And he is denied. There's some desperation from the Eagles.
Held up on 3.
Held up over the line. Well done, Manly, but for how long can you hold on?
Hold up.
Just the one marker, meaning 12 on the line here for the Eagles. 10 metres out. Best part of a set still to go. Out the back, and Naden is smacked. A great shot put on him by Jesse Raymond. Early kick. It was played at, then a knock on.
But we've got a knock on.
But the knock on is going to give Manly the feed here. So a little confidence from the Panthers.
Yeah, they missed an opportunity, the Panthers, down that right side. I know Harawira and Ida got held up over the line, but they had numbers. They just couldn't get there. The Seagulls defence coming up and in and shutting it down, and then a little opportunity there. The ball was played at, then a knock on. They would have forced a repeat set if it had have let it go in the touch. They come up with a knock on, and the Seagulls breathe a sigh of relief.
Penalty here for the high shot. A penalty count of 2-all. This is the reason why. Harawira and Nida up just a little too high on the Eagles fullback, and what a kick for touch that is.
Here, guys, keep coming.
Not only out of trouble, but by the end of this set, they're going to be in an attacking position at the line. James Parker is on the field in 15 in the headgear. That's him with the ball. Pratt goes back to Cox. His metres limited by Clark, who bolted out of the line. Travis. They're playing fast footy here. Good set thus far from the Eagles. Trebojevic. Well contained. Again, it's Clark making the tackle. Hugh Pratt comes back to Liam Knight. Dummies and looks to go over the top. He is thrown to the ground by Fisher Harris. Last play here, Trebojevic. Beats one, beats a second, charges to the line and is caught short.
Go, G. Change over. Up easy. Watch him.
How close can it be?
Well, we haven't seen too much of Trebojevic in the opening 20 minutes. His opportunities have been limited. The Panthers defending really, really well on him. Then all of a sudden, when the game's getting tidy, they need to get some points. He comes in, he injects himself in a couple of big moments in that set of 6.
Trebojevic, he is the flame that really ignites the Eagles when they fire.
Go, one marker.
Towards 13, 15 on your right.
Jennings taken down. A good shot put on him by Bainbridge. Izzard does a lot of the dirty work. A lot of the work that you don't necessarily like doing, but he puts his hand up and gets through big numbers. Sonny Luke. Back to Tyrone May, just outside the 40. Better take from Jesse Bogle this time, with a lot of room in front of him, and also a fullback they will have contemplated using on the return.
That was a better defensive set though by the Seagulls. They really restricted the metres of the Panthers coming out around in. They've been making 50 and 60 metres quite comfortably. That time they restricted it to about 30 metres. Now they're in better field position. They're searching for some points. They're desperate though now, aren't they?
Delivers it back into Raymond. Often beats the first tackle, is taken by Harawira Nida and also Izzard, but still manages to wrestle 5 or 6 metres from them in a tackle of 2. This is now Knight. He's so powerful, this big guy.
He's looking to get that offload away. We haven't seen too much of that from him so far. They're doing good wrapping the ball up, and Clark this time just trying to stop the offload there. You can see from Liam Knight, and he's just got his hands on the football there. 2 in the tackle. That's a penalty. Kick for touch here. Look sharp with the ball in hand. They are playing some good football. It's just at the dead there. Whether it's the last pass not going, or getting bundled in the touch, or just short of the line, the Panthers' defence is holding strong.
The Eagles' curve of improvement and progression began when David Heath took over in 2013. They were 16th in 2013. They were 10th last year. They are grand finalists this year. And the tackle count restarts here in the go zone. Rich Thomas is having to settle things down here with the initial contact from Pratt. Goes wide to Pearson, and Travis, second receiver. This is now Garner. Again, the Panthers getting numbers into the tackle. They are the best defenders in the competition. The Penrith Panthers, now they're going to be asked to prove it, but you can have the best defence in the league. To Tom Trbojevic, it means very little. An easy try for the big number 1 who turned 19 on Friday. Such a young age, so much talent.
Oh, just amazing, isn't it? He's just injected himself into this game in the last couple of minutes. A couple of big runs in his previous set, and this time it was actually James Fisher-Harris who rushed up out of the line and put pressure on Pearsall. Just going out of the defensive structure there a little bit, put pressure when he got the ball away to Trbojevic. You give this guy half an opportunity, half a metre. He's so strong, he's big.
That's now 21 tries for Tom for the year. He ties with Anderson Demetrio. At 21. Personal battle and a bit of fun. More importantly than individual tallies is the fact they are back in this now. Hugh Pratt, the best goal kicker, arguably, in the NYC competition, has got a great success rate, kicked 5 from 6 against the Cows last week. Weren't they 5 crucial ones? Pratt steps in. He adds the extras, and we are back to 6, Noddy.
Yeah, we are back to 6, and obviously the possession and ball security is now starting to flow back in share of Manly. It was 60-40 when it was 12 points to nil. They had no football, Manly. They got themselves back into the game by completing some sets. They haven't made a mistake for 13 minutes. Completing sets, and as you mentioned, they've got superstar and Tom Trbojevic at the back. So if they can complete sets, get some field position, yes, that kid will do something special.
Ready to explode out of the box. Trbojevic this afternoon. Manly will hold the footy here. Nice high restart from the Panthers, and great initial contact there as Clark and Leota. They lined up James Parker. They got him. Hugh Pratt in at dummy half. This is Parker now. Mid-count. Pratt again goes short side. Late change of direction from dummy half there, looking to expose the markers. Tries it again, and Pratt given a bit of respect, maybe too much. As a result, came the metres. Downfield we come. Brent Naden takes
Ollie's
it.
come.
Big long pass, centre field out to Dylan Edwards, beats one.
Beautiful pass, wasn't it, by Naden? Saw some space on the infield there. The Seabreeze kicking game and a little bit last week. I know they got points in the end over the Cowboys, but it knocked them down on that occasion too. I know they're trying to get the ball in the touch there, just slow it down in these tough conditions and try and take Naden out, but we just need to do a little bit better in that area.
Brett is a former 7 and great kicker. We have looked at this Manly kicking game over the course of the last few weeks and wondered why their kicks aren't as long as we see in other games.
Yeah, that's right. We'll see a bomb here from Penrith inside the 10. This is where you want to turn the ball over and give yourself half a chance. Did this ball get taken out by Manly? No, they're going to rule a knocker. That's where you'd like to start the sets, inside the opposition's 10 to 20 metre mark. We see here.
In fact, they've ruled it out of Manly. Has it gone straight through the fingers of Fuimanu and Isi there?
Yeah, I think so. I think they've got this right here. I think it's gone through, and the Manly have taken that in. Another crucial error.
Kick-off from Trbojevic. Geez, they get plenty on the football, don't they?
Certainly do. Danny Richards, I think, has paved the way with that, hasn't he, with those wonderful kickers that he's done. But Panthers on the attack now, Andy.
And numbers again. Jennings is through, over, and smiles.
Well, Noddy talked about that battle out there on the edge. How good is it with Demetriou and Jennings? He's only played a few games in the NYC. He's had a number of injuries there. He's come back into the side last week. He's so fast. They give him some early ball. They've done that on a couple of occasions. You can see just a show and go on the outside. Great strength. Pushes off Demetrio and scores in the corner. Isn't he happy with that try, the Panthers? But it was on the error there on this side from the short kick that went up there, and they took it in a touch. They got their scrum feed, got some early ball to this man, the younger brother of Michael Jennings, an absolute speedster on their right edge.
They're warming up for the state challenge already. The dressing room's underneath. At the moment, though, the Holden Cup boys giving it their all. The Panthers 3 tries to 1 at this point over the Eagles. And Jennings, as we said, the Panthers would probably fancy him on the outside of Addison Demetrio. Not saying he's a better player than Addison, but very different impact. He's certainly going to be faster.
Yeah, and you get to use his greatest asset, which is his speed, and that's why you want to do it. You want to give him some early ball so he can show that off. Get him a one-on-one situation like he does there. Use the show and go. Got his nose in between the 2, 4 points to follow.
Across the face of the uprights, 16-6, and Manly, Brett, forced to pay for another mistake.
Yeah, that's right. But Robert Jennings, it was a great change of pace, but I thought Addison Demetrio was way too narrow defensively. They should pull a bit more width and not give him the outside to attack you. That takes away Jennings' strength. And just back to that kicking game, I thought the Pearsall kick was a pretty poor option, actually. It didn't go inside the opposition's 30-metre attacking area, which allowed Manly to then be under pressure to drop the ball inside their own 20. The ball has to start inside the opposition's 20 to build pressure. That's what a kicking game needs to do, build some pressure.
From the restart, Manly have done the smart thing. Don't kick to the left-hand side because Moses Leota is over there and he wants to do an impersonation of a steam train on your forehead. Instead it went to James Fisher-Harris. This is Cade Ellis. Now it's Leota. Much more controlled situation for the Eagles defenders. Really good shot put on him low there. One thing about this Manly football side we've seen over the course of the year, in particular the back part of the year, they will continue to turn up, they will continue to put their body in front of the ball carrier. Arawira and Nida, not played at. As a result, Edwards kicks downfield. Trebojevic in goal, and some nervous moments, and he does well. Gets 2 or 3 metres back into the field of play and almost submits and surrenders there.
Yeah, worked out well, didn't it, for the Panthers? They ran the ball slightly to that right-hand side there and tried to get the kick away. It rebounded off a nice little neat kick in the end, putting plenty of pressure on the Seagulls, really struggling to come out of their own end. Third tackle already in here, only 15 metres out.
Enter Addison Demetrio. Big Addison doing his thing and running over Jerome Lua. 6 more the call there. Touched by the Panthers. Nico Hines in 14 is on the field. They're looking for some points in the 10 minutes before half-time. Jesse Raymond driven backwards. Got the ball free to Riley Travis. He in turn found the most experienced man on the field in Will Pearsall. Playing game 77 in the NYC Will Pearsall. Tied 3rd most games ever. You hear the Manly players calling for a trip there, but accidental contact from mine anyway. Bojovic. Out of dummy half, tried to ignite something. Short side, back to Pearsall. And he is caught right on the line. Last play here. They're going to come right, and they are deep. To Hines. And the air. And beautifully taken by Fuimanu and Nisi, who sprints back to the 20. Say a good game is a fast game, and that's exactly what the Panthers are trying to do.
Yeah, racing back to take the quick tap. I think that's the right option, though, trying to kick out wide. They've got some joy with that scoring from the crossfield kick, especially with a guy like Tom Trebojevic with the height that he's got out wide there. Scores a number of tries that way. The execution just slightly off on that occasion.
Fisher Harris and Leota off for the Panthers. Kate Ellison, Thompson, Tuigamala, along with Payapua on the field. Here's the beautiful feet of Tyrone May. The ball free to Corey Harawira-Naida. He gets free from Addison Demetrio. Harawira-Naida is still going and still going. Caught on the 10 and penalty. What to do here after a second effort from the Eagles? It's an easy 2 points. Or do you want to put the foot on the throat?
Wait.
It looks like they want to get some points. They get held up. All the momentum's with them at the moment, though.
Sony Luke was pointing at the uprights, but saying to the ref, we'll take the tap. Just hoping at least one Manly defender would turn the other way as Payapua ends up without his strides in the go zone. Sony Luke will start it all over again. Here come Penrith. Luke playing out to the right. Brent Naden, one of 3 players on the field to be named in the NYC Team of the Year, along with Tom Trbojevic and Addison Demetrio. Lost ball here. Early in the count, and they're going to challenge this.
We're on 3, mate.
One captain's challenge per half. If successful, you carry on in the NYC. That continues here on Grand Final day.
The Payapua straight away said, I want to challenge that. He felt things.
Yeah.
He carried the football. There was hands in there, 2 people.
He tried to, but your bloke come in, and it was on momentum.
He goes down. Yeah. Sure about this. At first thought it looked like it might have been a loose carry. Was there a hand in there? We need to have a better look at this, but he said straight away, getting up. That was stripped. There's 2 in the tackle. Hands on the football there.
I think there's an element of loose carry in this, but I also agree there is a hand on the football.
Yeah,
What's the determining factor?
That's right.
Are you penalised for a loose carry? Or does it matter how loosely you carry the football? If there's a hand in there, is it a penalty automatically?
I don't think he's going to strip the football there. Yes, his hand's on the ball. I think it'll stand. It does it? So an unsuccessful challenge there for the Penrith Panthers.
A break, 2 penalties, no points. Here's a summation of the last 90 seconds for Penrith. A massive opportunity with a lead of 10.
I think they'd be happy with that little break, the Seagulls. They were just hanging on their try line there. They gave away a couple of penalties. All the momentum was with the Panthers. A missed opportunity there. They would have loved that little, just over a minute break there.
Touch there by the Panthers, I think you'll find. No, just a loose ball from the Eagles. Making it hard on themselves here. Manly won their first 4 games of this year, but then won just 3 of 14. Big form reversal, but it was round 21. They got the wheels in motion for a run at the finals and a crack at the title.
Another great little opportunity here now for the Seagulls to get out of their own end there. Just Addison just getting up. Well, was that a bit of a loose carry too from Addison there? Getting up, they drew a penalty for his side though. Looking for some points. 5 minutes until half time.
12 is Bainbridge. It goes back to Rico Hines at 14. This is Liam Knight. The big bloke hasn't had a rest. That's not unusual, nor is this unusual. Involved in the tackle. Make it 4 to get Knight under the ground. Some tackle bust for the stat sheet there. Dallas Cohen is in 16. Ball. Hines. Trbojevic moves into dummy half. It's now in the hands of Cohen again. Busy set for Dallas, the interchange player. Out to the right-hand side. Pearsall. Numbers for the Eagles. It's there if they're good enough. The Panthers come across in numbers. There's some desperation in defence. 16 points to 6. Last tackle. Pearson with the ball free and still going. There's points for the Eagles. Luke Garner. Abiuchi.
Well, what about this from the Seagulls as the Panthers laying on the deck there? Luke Garner, a half little opportunity. They raced up on Pearsall to put some kick pressure on him. It gets the ball away, a half little opportunity, a gap there. He breaks through. Great speed from the edge back row there to take off. Straight away, he's got the football. He's got the ears taped back, races through. Payapua comes to try and make a tackle there. Couldn't get there. Luai. Izzard as well breaks through 3 tackles to go across and score just before half-time.
Good to shoot, and the kick's going to be successful here. And there is a 12-point turnaround potentially. What the Panthers should have got at the other end of the park to what Manly have just received. And they are back, the Eagles. And considering momentum shifts in this game, they are back big time.
Yeah, and how important was that challenge for the Seagulls? Firstly, that it stayed that decision, but it was also that break. They were on their try line. They were desperate. They were falling off tackles. They were just hanging on. It looked like they were going to score some points for sure, the Panthers. All of a sudden, a penalty to Demetriou down the other end. Garner gets the points, should be converted. This should be only a 4-point difference.
In the shadows of half-time, the kick is successful, and Manly's points, Noddy, have coincidentally come with the injection of Nico Hines into the footy side.
Yeah, we spoke about Nico Hines last week being injected and kicking that field goal. Very classy ball player and takes the ball to line. Both tries that Manly have scored have been opportunity tries. You know, Penrith have rushed out the defensive line. They've got an offload away to Vujovic. Now they've got an offload away to Garner. But you take the points.
Stay on!
Defensively, they were brilliant when they had to. When Penrith didn't take the 2, defend the line. Now it's a 4-point game. Great effort for Manly.
Big 2 minutes this is. Penrith looking to force an error. Big shot put on there. Lico Felina, 4 for Penrith. As the Eagles look to go wide, they do so early through Bainbridge with Demetriou there, and also Vogel on his outside. There is Addison now. They are determined not to give the big fella any room whatsoever. Back on the inside. Trbojevic beats a second, tries to brush off a third. Just over 60 seconds remaining in the half. Manly looking to level. Strong defence from the Panthers. Last shot, Hines. Taken by Naden with a little juggle there, so Penrith survived. Do they play safety football here, or do they have a crack at the other end of the line?
No, I think they'll be playing safety first, although this is NYC Rugby League here. They'll probably play right to the death and try and score some points there, but just still the kicking game, just letting them down at the back end. And what about that? The Pearsall-Trbojevic combination nearly gets some more points just before half-time.
Tui Gamala over the 40-metre line. Well-earned rest for the boys. 30-plus degrees here at ANZ Stadium. That's why there's ice on the melon on the sideline. Field the kick. And I think everyone is more than happy to let this go into touch. As it does, we will see no more football in this opening half. An amazing opening half too as the siren sounds after 40 minutes. It is the Panthers 16, the Eagles 12. Let's go down to Brett Camorley on field.
Well, Brett Naden, let's tell us about the first half. Pleasing?
Yeah, she's hot out there, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, very pleasing from the boys. We've completed our sets a lot and got us down there. We've got us a couple quick early 3 tries, but then errors started creeping into our game. We've dropped the ball or we gave away silly penalties where they've marched us the whole field and scored. But hopefully the coach will tip us up on that. And then second half will be a bit better from the boys, come out and start completing some more.
Thanks, good luck.
Thank you.
Brett Naden, the skipper there. The Panthers and the Eagles doing their thing live on Fox Sports. And here they come for the second half. They have a little bit of a spring in the step. There's some smiles on the faces. What a great indicator body language is. And how good, Noddy, is this body language from the Eagles?
I think they'll be really confident because the last 2 victories they've had, they've come from behind at half-time. So they're not unfamiliar to this position. And obviously there is a bit of a wind starting to pick up here as well. And it is behind the Manly football side. So there's plenty of things in favour of the Manly football side. As we see Penrith returning to the field, it's still extremely hot down here. So look for the last 10-15 minutes of the game. Fatigue to set in, and let's see if that's where the victory comes.
Trbojevic, so much expected. That's what comes when you're a star of the show. He is the focal point. He is potentially the difference between a W and an L on the biggest day of the year.
Yeah, it certainly does. The pressure weighs heavily on this man. His combination with Pearsall in around the middle there is so important. So a lot lays on this guy's shoulders. But I tell you, what the Seagulls do well is they actually play away from him as well. They use him as a decoy, so he'll be out to the one side and then they play to the other side, give some early ball to Demetrio on that left side there. But no doubt they would have done plenty of homework on him. Pearsall, Trbojevic, that little combination.
Yeah, good, mate. Stay on,
Second
guys.
half action. In their 2015 Holden Cup Grand Final, it is the Penrith Panthers 16, the Manly Warringah Seagulls 12. Manly with the first chance at the footing in this second half. They are defending at the southern end of ANZ Stadium. Here is Liam Knight, Andy Raymond, Alan Tongue, and Brett Kamali calling the action of the 20s for you. We hope you're enjoying. Hard not to. You're a hard marker if you're not liking your footy on Fox Sports so far this afternoon. Trbojevic close to getting through. He was taken beautifully by Anisi. Still at the bottom of the tackle. Rolling forward, just short of halfway still. Good gun on the try scorers. A better kick from the Eagles, inside the 10, but only just. Goes back to Naden. He finds Dylan Edwards, who was met in a 2-man tackle, a strong one too. Driven backwards, Manly flexing their defensive muscles early.
I know we've spoken about Trbojevic on a number of occasions, how important he is, but we haven't seen too much of Naden at the fullback for the Panthers either. He's a super talent. Only had a couple of involvements, really. I'm really looking for him too in this second half to light it up.
Read his arm. Strong carry. Good contact from Hugh Pratt. Here is Sony Luke. Goes one-on-one with his opposing 9. Last tackle now for the Panthers. Is this an attacking kick, or are they just happy to look for territory? Territory it is, and a really easy bounce for Tom Trbojevic at the back. No questions asked of the big fullback who extends himself as he travels across field. Eagles rolling up their sleeves on a hot day, 2 minutes into the second half. Demetrio beats one, taken by 3. The lower ranked side has won 3 of 7 NYC Grand Finals. There's a stat for you Eagles fans who just trailed by 4. Nico Hines flicks it out the back, and knock on from Prater off the foot. The foot is called. Therefore, no knock on, but it is the last play. So back to the foot it goes. Will Pearsall downfield. And an easy take there for Brent Naden.
Yeah, they're trying to play fast, aren't they, the Seagulls? Some ball movement in and around the middle there. Nico Hines, he's been great coming off the bench. Some sharp footwork there. And the ball there just coming back to Hugh Pratt. Coming off the foot there, he got his hands away. The correct call to play on there.
They've won 4 in a row, heading into the Grand Final. The Bulldogs, the Knights, the Eagles and the Warriors, all victims of the Panthers in the last 5 weeks. On the inside was Payapua. Last tackle here. Tyrone May pumps it into the air. Trbojevic barely had to move, and Harawira Naida had painted a target on the chest of Big Tom, and he sprinted towards the fullback.
No doubt it'll be one of the plays, putting it in the air to draw the edge. It actually takes away a bit of his running metres, doesn't he? You put that pressure on him there, you get a defensive line around him, you take away a bit of his running game.
Travelling across fields. Nico Hines rolled onto his back, trying to slow things down here. Legally, the Panthers charging up out of the line. Poor again. But charging up and missing your contact creates an opening. Back to Hines and downfield. He has got a heap on this. What a kick and what pressure, because here comes the Manly chase.
What a great kick by Nico Hines, and he's led the chase down. He drove that football deep into there. Cam Serraldo, the Panthers coach, here barking some orders, but that's a great kick. That's been the best kick of the game.
Undeniably. And the Panthers are under all sorts of pressure. This is Naden. Second possession of the set. Manly need to be disciplined here. Nothing silly in the run. Reid is up. Hit strongly by the 16 in Dallas Cohen. Travelling to the short side is Thompson Tuigamala. Last tackle, you can hear them screaming, the Panthers. An easy take for Trbojevic. And the Eagles, they are winning this midfield arm wrestle, and they are winning it well.
Yes, some lack of communication and concentration there from the Panthers. They didn't know it was fifth play. They got a kick away just at the death. But Trbojevic, he charges onto the ball and gets him upfield. Good defence, though, from the Panthers. Jennings, some heavy contact in there.
Oliver Clark, Moses Leota, and James Fisher-Harris. Probably the three biggest bodies the Panthers field, all on the interchange bench at the moment. And they have lost a little bit of authority in the middle of the field in their absence. Trbojevic taken beautifully by Maliko Felino, right around the hips. This is the last tackle for the Eagles. That goes to the short side. Travis hoping it bounces out, and it just does. Nervous moment in the back for Dylan Edwards. He was forced to watch the ball dead in goal, and it only just got there. And here is Edwards now.
That's an incredible piece of play there, and he's drawn a penalty for his side as well. That's great work from Dylan Edwards. To have that composure and patience there, to watch that ball over the dead ball line. Was going to be a 7-tackle set. They didn't even need that. He races out, gets a quick tap, then gets a penalty for his side. A couple of big pieces of play, because as you spoke about, Andy, the Seagulls, they're winning the arm wrestle at the moment.
You can see the Panthers, the bottom of screen, warming up on the sideline. That trio I spoke of, Clark, Leota and Fisher-Harris, they will be injected shortly, you would think. Thompson, Tuigamala. Many out of this wonderful nursery in Western Sydney that the Panthers boast. Payapua got the ball free to Cade Ellis early in the count, so close to the line. A pressure pass, a hospital pass.
There was a lot of pressure, wasn't it, on that pass there from Pua? It was just too much there. He forces the error. The Seagulls get an opportunity in reasonable, starting their set in reasonable field position.
Momentum shifts again. As Jesse Raymond takes it out of dummy half against his opposing four as Nathan Cleary and the rest of the group look on. Here come the Eagles. Trbojevic is on the inside, collects the ball and scores.
Touch, G. Touch.
Oh, we are in touch. Back downfield. The touchy on the spot. What a call. A massive call. Easy to determine on replay after a couple of looks at it in slow motion. A beauty from the touchy.
Well, they found some joy down the short side. Trbojevic linking up with Thomas, races away, and some desperation defence just at the end. Gets that foot on the sideline. So close for the Seagulls.
Brett, we talk about body language being that great indicator. Which of the two sides is talking? Which of the two sides is positive?
Well, there is only one side at the moment that is talking and one side that has a lot of energy, and that is the Manly football side. They've got all the running, and I think they wanted to challenge that there with the captain's challenge. Definitely the player went out, but I think Trbojevic was taken out and helped or denied the opportunity to support. So I think they're hopeful of getting a penalty instead of losing possession.
Wrestled onto his back here. Good strong tackle on Jennings, who was extremely slow to his feet. Grabbing the right ankle, also an issue of the lower back. He is down, the trainer tending to him in back play.
On forward, don't push in, don't play it on him. Go forward.
Looking at that right ankle, Robert Jennings, what a season. He has had one he'd rather forget. Thompson Tuigamala straight through the middle. The Panthers looking to put the foot to the floor. Sony Luke, Jerome Luai, a little further out they go to Anisi. Gets it back, but not before being thrown into touch.
Jesse Raymond came across there in cover defence and bundles him into touch. A huge play. We've still got Jennings down in the back play here. We're going to stop the clock here. He's down, getting some treatment there by the trainers. But a big play as well. Thompson Tuigamala coming through, and it was Garner. A tackle on him, a much needed one at the death.
How is he, Noddy? You're pretty close to Robert Jennings here.
Yeah, Robert Jennings, the trainer's been saying no, they've just got the bad signal. He tried to stand up and put weight on the right ankle. It's the right ankle that he's done. The physio from the Penrith side has walked all the way up here to be in front of us as well to observe how bad this is. So Robert Jennings will go off the field, and it looks very, very serious as we see him there getting carried off. So I'm going to say it's a right ankle, possibly syndesmosis, as we see here, just getting squashed under that tackle.
Just awkwardly falls, gets trapped there. He knew straight away.
Oh, no wonder his face looks like it does. He's in a heap of pain.
This is a huge moment, Eddie. This is a huge moment in this game. They've tried to give him plenty of early ball. That's been their go-to play. But not only has he been great in attack, it's defensively how well he's been on Addison Demetriou, which is their strike side as well for the Seagulls. This is massive.
In the interchange, Oliver Clark has come onto the field. And we have another issue here for the Panthers. The Corey Harawira-Naidoo has moved back into the centres. Clark has moved into the front row. And another ankle. The Panthers already down to 16.
And just getting trapped there
Reed
again.
Izzard, is it? Reed Izzard bent over. In all sorts of pain.
As you spoke about moving Corey Harawira-Naidoo out to the centres, he's played a lot of football out there, so he can handle himself well. Really tough to cover the Jennings loss, though, and now Izzard with that ankle injury, some real concerns there. He'll no doubt try and get up and run it out as best he can.
If they're getting paid by the assessment, the Penrith physios, they'll walk home with some coin tonight.
Some real concerns here. But a bit of a break in play, which will probably suit the Panthers as well. They arm wrestle, as we've spoken about. It's all in favour, all the energy and momentum at the moment with the Seagulls. This might just slow things down, give the players an opportunity to get their line set, get back into some rhythm.
Half an hour of football remains. 4 points the difference only. Knight, the knock on then from the Eagles. What a chance here for the Penrith Panthers through Dylan Edwards on the first, or on the zero, should I say. 21 metres out. James Fisher-Harris in 11. Settles things down centre field. And the Eagles, they are skinny to the extreme. And the Panthers with the penalty here, up by 4, right in front. They have had this opportunity before at 2 points. Twice they said no. They say no for the third time. Cade Ellis backing his substantial frame into the Manly line. Under the post, 4 metres out. Playing to the right-hand side. May out the back to Naden. Harawira-Naidoo bounces into Addison Demetriou. Then off. Harawira-Naidoo has beaten 2 of them and is still going. There is some genuine power. If Penrith go long and left, they will score here. Up very quickly was the Eagles' defence. Luai not stopped yet. He spits it out the back. Numbers here for Penrith. They score. They score, they extend their lead, and the man doing all the celebrating is Maliko Foligno.
Well, they had the numbers out to the left-hand side. Raymond rushes up on Luai there to try and stop it. He brushes out of the tackle, uses some fancy footwork, and then the long cutout ball to Foligno in the corner. Races away. Trbojevic has a go at the football to try and bust it free at the back end. But aren't they happy, the Panthers, and how quickly it can turn. The opening few minutes after half-time, it was all the Seagulls. A couple of injuries. They get the football in some good field position. They get it out to this man in the corner. 14 tries so far this season. The powerfully built centre. He gets a much-needed four-pointer for his side.
One injury to Robert Jennings. A positional reshuffle. They were on their heels, the Penrith Panthers, the minor premiers, the favourites. The aid of a penalty and a drop ball from the Eagles. They struck back. They lead by 8.
Yeah, and I'll give a big rap to Corey Harawira Knight around on this right-hand side. He attracted 4 and 5 blokes here, and that really shortened the defensive line. That created the numbers out there on that left edge. His tackle breaks there.
Dylan Edwards from the sideline. Oh, too good. A beauty. They extend their lead, Brent Kamali. What a turnaround.
It's a massive turnaround. As you said, they're down in injuries and looked like they were really struggling. Manly made a mistake, but this is just the class of the whole Penrith football side because they don't rely on one individual player. The offload there, the free kicks, the ability to hold their shape. They've got strike weapons all across the park. That's great attack, that's good football. Now the pressure back on Manly a little bit because Manly were the team that came up with a mistake which allowed the field position.
Maybe lucky not to be penalised there, the Seagulls, for being in front of the kicker from the kickoff. As Oliver Clark is launched at by Addison Demetrio, trying to set the standard for this defensive set of 6. James Fisher-Harris continues the roll on up towards the 30-metre line. Playing wide, they go through the hands of Jerome Luai. Thompson to Igamala, who was instrumental in that attacking raid, as Reed is armed, Hayden Ellis combined. And Ellis, as a result of that injury to Robert Jennings, is going to be forced to play a little bit more football time. This is a better kick, a pressure kick. Trbojevic, for the first time, fielding a kick in his in goal.
Yeah, great kick chase there too. Look at the Panthers, the energy's just turned after that try to Foligno in the corner. And I don't think we gave a big enough rap to Thompson Tuigamala. He's a guy that's playing in the front row. He throws that cutout pass to Foligno to score in the corner. And that's just the skill of this side. Their front rowers, their edge back rowers, they can all kick the football. They've all got a great passing game, great second phase ability.
James Fisher-Harris muscling up here. So too Corey Harawira-Knight, who he may well be carrying an injury on this right-hand side. Last tackle for the Eagles. They go back to Will Pearsall. He goes downfield and there is absolutely no one there.
This is a 40-22 here, Andy.
Was he just outside?
You can't. No, we're playing on.
It is a 40-20.
The tackle over here.
The play on is the call.
Hold up. Stop down. Hold up.
And there
reasonable time.
An issue here, and now time.
It's reasonable time anyway.
One of the Panthers has touched the ball on the way through. The ref's now conferring.
Reasonable time anyway.
Penalty for obstructing.
It's still reasonable time anyway. We weren't set, so it's a penalty.
And that's really worked out well for Penrith. They have held up another 30 seconds. Happy to give away the penalty because there's no real advantage.
That's right, yeah.
It's still 6 tackles on the 10-metre line, and the Panthers are skinny to that far side of the field. Jesse Raymond spins out of one. He is just 10 metres short. Trbojevic in a dummy half. Offloads to Luke Dunn. Already one try this afternoon. Penrith's defence tested. Hugh Pratt takes it to the line before Will Pearsall does, with the use of a dummy and a skip. No meters made.
They've got to get the ball to Addison, don't they?
Out to the right-hand side, looking for Nico Hines, who they find, so too does the defence. So far, so good for the Panthers. And not a great set, with very few questions being asked so far, but this is the play, our beauty from the Eagles, also from the Panthers, who survive. And now have to roll up the sleeves, do the hard stuff from their backfield, but nothing from the Eagles, or very little, right up until that final play.
That was a very ordinary set from the Seagulls. We expect much more from them, and they just tried to force that repeat set, and that might have just given a little bit of an opportunity to do something better. But what about the defence? Raymond to start off, and now Knight coming in there. They need to do better. They need to ask more questions of the Panthers' defence on the line.
What a classy kick from Hugh Pratt that was, matched only by Nathan's desperation at the back, as Luai says, let's get us out of here, and downfield as long and far as he could go. It comes back through Mitch Thomas. Hold on to his back by Sony Luke. Levic at dummy half. It's a little dark. His meters are limited. His motion studied. They know exactly what he's doing when he's doing it, Tom Trbojevic, and as a result of the pressure, Moses Nuval-Magriel, another knock on here from Manly. And the last time this happened, the Panthers pounced.
Yeah, and I will say it was a poor pass out of dummy half by Will Pearsall. He's only just come onto the field, Moses Nuval-Magriel. The ball was behind him. I know he's disappointed. It was a tough carry, but this is a huge pressure set now for the Seagulls, isn't it? You can just feel the energy is just coming towards the Panthers. They're building nicely. If they get some points here, this will go a long way to getting the trophy.
Completion rates there, they've dropped to 72% as a result of 2 knock-ons in their last 4 or 5 sets. Tuigamala, who started the raid for their last try, begins this attacking set. First tackle, centre field, playing to the right-hand side. Harawira and Nida. Game beats the first contact. He tosses it back, literally, to Dylan Edwards. Tyrone May moves into dummy half. This is James Fisher-Harris backing himself into the line. Oliver Clark was there, so too Sony Luke. He takes it out to the left-hand side, and it's on here for Penrith. Reid Izzard. Great defensive desperation from the Eagles because they were outmanned on that side of the field. Mid-count only. Luai. Tuigamala. Bumps out at 1. Thompson Tuigamala. Half a metre short. They lead by 10. Luke goes back to May. Plays it short to Fisher-Harris. Play on is the call. May. Luai travels across field, dummies to Naden, then he straightens, holes are appearing, and that is a ripper for the Panthers.
Back on the inside here, G.
This would have been the 5th, kids, coming up to the 5th. Got to try. I want you to come back here and see the deflection first before we come through for a possible obstruction.
Okay, we're checking a deflection, a possible knock-on, and I fear this could be a knock-on. Then we are going to check if there's no knock-on, if there's any obstruction.
Well, what about this? Some real razzle-dazzle rugby league here from the Panthers. Throwing the ball around, some second phase, some speed, some skill, some strength. And this is, how does this ball come free here?
No.
I think that's okay. It's actually come off a Seagulls' hands there to force that back. There's no problems there coming to make the tackle. It goes backwards. It's play on. I've got no problems with that. Tyrone May jumps and jives, comes back around. Luai, the hot stepper. Look at this, bang, off the right foot. He hop, step, skip, jump, spin, turns back around, sees half an opening here. Does somebody get taken out? Is there an obstruction? It looks okay there too. This is going to be a wonderful try.
What about the footwork from Jerome Luai? Had more moves than Johnny Castle in Dirty Dancing. And there is a Manly objection centre field. One player saying, I didn't get the opportunity at a tackle.
I don't even think Nico Hines is really making a play at him. I know he might have gets brushed here, but it doesn't even look like he races to make... He's not making enough effort there for me to try and make a tackle. You can't take this back. This will be a try.
A telling try or a telling no try. How are you seeing it at home? On the peninsula, you're saying no. Out west, you're saying yes. The video refs say it's good. And Jerome Luai, one of the tries of the day, has extended the lead. 26-12 kick to come. Brett Kamali, the video refs got it right?
Well, I'm not totally satisfied that is correct because there's Penrith players staying there. And I think Sione Luke is the player that runs the interference back in the middle of the field. So let's say that they got it right. Let's be really happy. As we hear Pearsall here saying,
I'm not worried about that. His mouth is worrying what I'm worried about, okay? Make sure no more from him.
Liam Knight with the official warning. He plays with enormous passion, Liam Knight, and he pushes that border because he doesn't mind a chat with the ref and his opposition from time to time. We're being politically correct here, you know what I'm saying out there.
Yeah, that's right. He's got to control that aggression and that frustration there, doesn't he? And Nathan Cleary, the nerves, you can see him jiggling there up and down on the spot. He'd feel much better after that Jerome Luai, his replacement in the halves, with that lightning try there.
Jennings, Foligno, May, Luke, and now Luai tries. The goal, a good one. 4 goals to Dylan Edwards. And the scoreboard reads 28-12 in favour of the Panthers, who, Brett, they have responded remarkably considering the opening 5 minutes of this second half. Manly looks certain to start.
Yeah, Manly come out with all the body language, and they had great field position. But what Manly have done themselves is they've made the errors. They've dropped the ball. They haven't handled the pressure. And what Penrith have done is they've just held their composure, get through their sets, and then they've got great attacking players. So Luai, congratulations for that try.
19 minutes or a little under remaining, and if you think that 16 points is too much, you haven't watched enough Holden Cup in 2015. He scores 16 points in 16 seconds, it seems. Here is Moses Leota. Keeping in mind the Panthers are down to 16 with Robert Jennings back in the dressing room with a left ankle issue. Horrible way to end his season.
Yeah, and this man Reid Izzard too, he's bounced back. He had an ankle complaint as well, so there is still some injury concerns there, but you can just feel the momentum. It's all their way at the moment.
The introduction of a long kicking game has been beneficial to Penrith. They haven't just stood centre field and put it up in the air. The defence has improved as well. They've been a little more tactical in terms of their kicking, a little more territorial as well.
And the mentality of the Seagulls, it all of a sudden it changes a little now, doesn't it? They're really fighting off the scoreboard as well. At the time clock there, you know, it's running out for them. There's not much left in their season. They've got to start throwing the ball around. They've got to get the ball to Addison Demetria. Travojevic needs to get heavily involved. Some second phase play.
Darcy Cox and the Blue Boots just short of halfway. To the near side. Really popping the legs there, the Eagles. Trying to set up something here on this final play. Short kick through. Corey Harawira Knight knew all about it. Stands up, offloads to Naden. That could have been anything in form of counter-attack because Manly, most of the defensive line had turned their backs.
Yeah, another really poor end of the set, wasn't it? Travojevic was actually talking to Hines to get it up in the air. He wanted him to launch the ball high, give him an opportunity to contest a bomb. He trickled it along the ground. Great work there and great vision by Harawira and Knight there to pick the ball up.
One-on-one tackle. A strip there, mid-count, on halfway. Good football from Luke Garner. There's Liam Knight, upended by Ozzy Oliver Clark, also in there Moses Leota. Out to the left-hand side through the hands of Trbojevic onto Demetrio. Slowing the play, the ball down there. Holding Addison in an upright position for so long, just giving the Panthers defenders the opportunity of resetting and getting a breath in. And another knock on, this time from Nicho Hynes, just not clicking for the Eagles.
Yes, just the simple stuff is really letting them down. Just a touch out in front there, too much of Nicho Hynes. He should have taken that football still. Just took his eyes off at the last minute. There hasn't been a couple of pieces of play where the pass has just gone behind or just gone out in front, a touch too far. They've turned over a little bit too much possession for a side with so much ability right across the park in the Penrith Panthers.
The
I'll give you the
Warriors
call,
won
guys.
the whole
Hold heads in.
NYC in
Hold on,
2010, 2011 and 2014. The only side to have won multiple competitions. Panthers looking to become the second.
It's okay. Stand up, Moses.
Leota really pushing for a penalty there through Luai and the Felina, who changes tact and heads away from Jesse Rayner. Another issue for the Panthers. 15 it is. Thompson, Chewy Gamala. Sideline. Good carry from Cade Ellis. There's a lot to like about this young fella. He's no nonsense. Leota. The real positive for you Penrith fans is the fact that a high majority of these players are again available for 20 selection next year. The ones that aren't are going to be training full-time with the big boys in the off-season.
10 metres, guys.
Inside the 10 metres there, the Seagulls. They get a penalty, and Reid Izzard has actually left the field with that ankle injury on the other side. So we've spoken about that. Thompson, Tuigamala with an injury. Jennings already been taken from the field and won't return. Reid Izzard now has left. So they're out on their feet here at the Penrith Panthers.
Add that to the fact that the 17, Jake Ennis, has not been used by Cameron Ciraldo. So they are down to one fresh forward on the interchange. They're going to have to inject Ennis at some stage. Onto the ground here is Knight, trailing by 16. They're going to run out of steam here a little bit, the Panthers. They can ill afford the silly turnovers or any mistakes. Hugh Pratt to Knight. Now to Nicho Hynes, a better carry this time from the number 14. And to kick the field goal to get the Eagles victory over the Cowboys last start. Trbojevic goes wide, 6 again, Demetrio. Ends up with the football, not quite sure how, but he ends up with the football. The tackle count restarts. It's penalty time as Addison Demetrio and James Fisher-Harris go at it. A couple of the wingers want to get involved in it, and Tom Trbojevic still down in back play.
Yeah, and that's the major concern. It was after he passed the football there, the cutout ball.
James
Gets crunched there. Cops a bit of a shot. He might be downwinded. It was Fisher-Harris the man. Comes in.
Got him right on the point of the sternum, I think you'll find.
Yes, yes.
When you've got shoulders the size of James Fisher-Harris, it is going to hurt.
Riley!
And the longer the Panthers can hold this break from the referee, the better for them. They'll be saying, give Tom another couple of minutes to fully get his breath back.
And the Seagulls, they need to play fast. They need to understand the situation of the game too. I know they're chasing points. They need to play up-tempo footy, keep tiring them out. They're down on troops. They need to make the most of that.
Demetrio with the restart. Hands up very quickly in his face. And no surprise, it's James Fisher-Harris. And Fisher-Harris and Demetrio have got plenty to say to one another. Leota also involved in the tackle. Here is Liam Knight, always close by when you need someone to run it hard and straight. Nico Hines drops it behind him. They are calling for 6 a game as Garner pops his head through, almost derobed in the process. Pratt, Trebojevic, Demetrio, good luck stopping the big fella from here, but that is wonderful defence from Corey Harawira-Nader, and also on this near side wing, Dylan Edwards. The Eagles with the grubber through, the regather, and Penrith's desperation, it denies them.
Manly knock on.
And Manly knock on has been called. Is there a challenge here? The answer's no. What did you make of that?
Well, I thought they might have gone. They took the quick tap, so they can't stop it there. I thought it was a try for all money, but the desperation defence there. Jerome Luai came through, and they called the first knock on to the Seagulls. They race out and take a quick tap. They want to slow it down now, the Panthers.
What a play from Luai.
He scored that magic try and then comes up with an absolute try saver. And it might be enough to win the game, and they get this penalty.
Very well played from Payapua there. He knew the ruck was a mess, and he stood all over it.
Sony Luke as well.
It's Sony Luke. It was like he was playing human tunnel ball.
Great work from the Panthers. Desperation footy.
You would think ahead by 16, a try here may well seal the deal. Leota. Penrith's version of a cement truck. Big Moses, Tyrone May, Brett Naden. Caught beautifully. That is wonderful defence from the Eagles. A two-man tackle. Out wide to Payapua. This is Sony Luke in control of the footy. Tyrone May was looking to wrap around. Play number 4, 10 minutes remaining. May at dummy half. James Fisher-Harris looking to get the right arm free. He's unable to. There's good defence over the top. Last play. Grubber through.
Involved.
Manly ball on the
Manly.
ground. Pulled it out.
Well, that was a poor end of the set, wasn't it? The kicking behind him. I thought he could have been offside. Involved there. Is that what the penalty was for?
Yeah.
They kick for touch here now. Well, here we go. The season's on the line. Under 10 minutes to go. They need to score in this set of 6.
Hold it up.
This is it for the Eagles, you would think. Just over 9 remaining. Here is Nico Hines. Careful not to blur the line between desperation and silliness. They need to push the pass. They don't need to force the pass. We saw Cameron Ciraldo watching on from the Panthers coaching box. His first year as an NYC coach, and perhaps some nervous moments ahead. Jesse Bogle taken. Addison Demetrio. He offloads to Billy Bainbridge. A good game. And a good game, in fact. A consistent performer for the Manly Seagulls. Tackle number 4. Hugh Pratt. Trebojevic not far away, and neither is this man. Liam Knight, the big bloke, to the line. Are we set for a thrilling finish?
Great work, Nico Hines. Sorry there, Andy. A little hot step across there. Just shift a little bit of footwork, and he just isolates the defenders there. Liam Knight charges onto the ball and races away. I think there was a lot of eyes for Trebojevic on his inside. He steps to his right-hand side and finds Knight. He races away. It's game back on.
Not a lot of time taken with the kick by Hugh Pratt, who has 2 from 2 so far this afternoon. Get ready to make it 3 from 3. Easily. And they are back to a 10-point game, Noddy. You ready?
I certainly am ready, yeah. The heat is going to play a massive part of this game, and with 8 minutes to go, it's game on, 10 points behind. Penrith have got 2 players that are injured and will not return for the game, so the petrol tank for Penrith will be running very low. Manly, nothing to lose. I think the key to this set, though, is playing straight and playing short like they just did. I don't think you can run around Penrith. I think you've got to challenge them through the middle, so look for Trebojevic on the inside.
Stay on!
Just on 7 minutes remaining, a 10-point game. Manly score next, get ready. Hugh Pratton to dummy half. This is where they need the meters and a little bit of luck as well. Travis playing it short to the try scorer. Knights, the ball knocked free. Oh, a huge blue. A huge blue from the Eagles.
Yeah, Liam Knight, he knew that he needed to get some second phase play in their game. And the ball just comes free. He's bitterly disappointed there in the background. Moses Leota, they're cramping up the conditions as we've spoken about, how tough it is. He's disappointed, the big man. He's had a great game. 29 tackles, 14 hit-ups. A wonderful try there as well. Disappointing offload there. So we see Moses Leota. He's gone down with some cramps. The conditions so tough on both sides.
Over 32, 33 degrees. Centre field. And a full set of 6 in front of them. Potentially to wrap this up. A lead of 10. Do they look at a field goal? Do they look at a penalty goal if it's available? Or is it just a try? Taking it, that's centre third. Playing with safety. With a little bit of smarts. Payapua, Sony Luke. Dummies! Looks for his second from dummy half. The ref has a good long look at it.
On 5 out there.
And he is called held up.
We've seen that so many times this season. Sony Luke so close to the line. Fakes one way, goes back, uses that deception and speed. A couple of the great things in his game. He tries to pass it to somebody else to play the ball. You can't do that. You've got to play it yourself.
Last play, go.
Last tackle here. And a really neat surrender from the Panthers. No challenge at all. And no questions asked.
I don't think they'll be too disappointed with they turning the ball over there. Only 3 or 4 metres off the line. Good run here by Raymond with the balls. Rake free, no.
Ball has come free. Another loss from the Eagles. Dummies, straightens and looks to power over the top of 3 Manly defenders. Dylan Edwards moves into dummy half. Just over 5 minutes remaining. They can secure the 2015 Holden Cup here. Slow to his feet is Fisher Harris. Luke wide to Clark. Numbers here for the Panthers. Luai held it up once, held it up twice, and allowed the defence up onto his chest. Clark moves into dummy half. Playing it short to Brent Naden. He spits it out the back to Tyrone May. Wide to Moses Leota. This is great defence from the Eagles. Payapua, back to Oliver Clark. Jerome Luai, numbers here. Close to the sideline. Foligno comes back into Clark. This is hot potato stuff from the Penrith Panthers. Manly player down with cramp. Backing his way to the line. It's big Payapua. And again, Manly have stacked the centre field. It means wide. There are very few defenders. Something Penrith have noticed. Foligno. They go wide. They go over. And Penrith will win the 2015 Holden Cup.
Well, Fuiamanu and Isi out wide. They had numbers there. They just couldn't get the ball there on a couple of occasions. This time, Foligno shrugs away. Mitch Thomas there. And Anisi in the corner. Seals the game out wide. The 2015 Holden Cup is going to the Penrith Panthers.
They have been, along with the Cowboys, the benchmark for much of the season. The Broncos had their moments. The Eagles certainly had their moments. So too the Tigers, the Warriors, the Roosters, and the Raiders. Our final 8 was quite a race. And with 3 minutes remaining, little Jake Ennis, the winger, etches his name in the grand final history book. His first footy of the afternoon. He's going to say to his teammates, just give me one touch.
That's right. He shouldn't be too dehydrated anyway, sitting in the shade there, but he gets his opportunity to get on the field.
It'll only be the players that are dehydrated this afternoon. I guarantee that won't be an issue for me. Dylan Edwards from the sideline. We saw him slotted beautifully from almost an identical position earlier, and that is an identical kick, as sweet as you can possibly hit it. And they are smiling on the sideline, crutches, bandages, nice blocks all around. They've done it the hard way, 2, 3 injured players.
And the conditions.
A mountain of pressure from the Eagles.
Stay with him, guys.
Should be really proud. They go for the short kick off here. Will they get it back here?
On the full.
Out on the full. They've fought so hard, the Seagulls.
Tom Trbojevic in discussion there with Dylan Edwards. And the Eagles are going to challenge this.
Kids.
A captain's challenge, out on the full,
Yeah, they're challenging,
or not.
but it wasn't out in full.
Trbojevic, he was adamant that it was okay, therefore meaning...
Yeah, it's definitely bounced in field there, and it's gone 10 metres. It's gone over that 40 metre. You can see the red stripe there, so it's gone over. Hasn't touched any white paint there. A good challenge.
Manly. Overturn, guys. Manly feed. The ball travelled 10.
Manly feeding the scrum with 90 seconds to go. A difference of 16. Not enough time to win this one. The chance to claw back just a little for the Eagles. 1 full set of 6 remaining. Dimitri plays back on the inside to Riley Travis in 7. This is Jesse Maxwell. Congratulations to the Eagles. They have given this final series a real shaker.
Unnecessary.
Will
Let him up,
Pearsall
guys. We've got a late
taken in the
number
tackle.
11, Penrith.
With 60 seconds remaining, a penalty has
Yeah,
gone
but wait. Goffie's here.
to the Eagles. The shot on Hugh Pratt from James Fisher-Harris, a little extreme and a little late. Now left to play on, looking to finish with a smile on their face, at least with a few more points. Liam Knight travels into the meat of the Penrith pack. 30 seconds remain. Hugh Pratt at dummy half. To the right-hand side, wide ball. Knock on is the ruling.
Knock on into a Panther.
Knock on into a Panther.
They can challenge.
Right call too from the ref, I think you'll find.
Yeah, they're going to
Well,
challenge
they're going
it
to
here.
challenge it.
Kids.
The ball
Kids.
forward.
Manly challenge.
Has it
Gotta
even,
knock on
even
into a
touched
Panthers player
Jerome
before he
Luai
goes.
there?
Absolutely, it's
It has.
touched his arm.
James Parker charging onto the football. Just bounces there.
The left hand of Luai. Doesn't it come off his forearm there or his wrist,
Yeah,
causing the ball to bobble up?
it's touch and go there. It is touch and go. You might get a better shot of his arm from Luai. I think you're right. I think it does touch his hand there. I thought it might have just bobbled off his shoulder more so than Luai's hand. You can just see his left arm as it comes to the football there. He's got to have got a touch on it there, you'd think.
Our video refs are Steve Chitty and Henry Perinara. Fatigue has certainly set in. It's a warm day at ANZ, and immediately following this, the State Championship, New South Wales versus Queensland. Newcastle Knights and the Ipswich Jets.
No worries. Okay. Overturn, guys. Manly scrum feed.
Overturned, Manly scrum feed.
No more challenges now because you usually do.
12 seconds remaining. Make it 10. The Panthers in no rush to restart this. The Eagles aren't either. And as the siren sounds, that is it for 2015. The Panthers are your champions. Congratulations to the Penrith Panthers, to Coach Cameron Ciraldo and the players they have used in 2015. They have been a class act from round one through to the grand final. A wonderful junior nursery. Robert Jennings, tough way to finish a tough season.
Yeah, at least he got to play a part in it, though. He's missed a lot of the year with injury. He's picked up another one here, but how happy are they? Only 4 losses completely in their season. A huge amount of players that they have used. They've all played a big part. They've worked so hard for each other. A great nursery of rugby league players. As you can see, all those extended squad players coming onto the field. What great scenes. They will remember this moment for the rest of their life.
They certainly will. And to the Eagles, our commiserations. But wow, you have done yourselves, your family, your supporters and your club extremely proud. You started the season on fire. You struggled midway through the year. Your form, your professionalism in the finals has been great as we head onto the field with Brett.
Well, Brett Naden, how exciting is that? You've actually got your first grand final victory.
It's the best feeling ever. To be alongside some of these names in the years, it's just unreal. They're not boys, they're my friggin' family. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to end the year any way better than this.
You had to do a lot of fighting, obviously. It was a pretty tough day, a lot of heat, some injuries. You must be very, very proud of you boys.
Yeah, the injuries started creeping in our games in the second half, but our boys just dug deep, kept turning up for each other, and I just want to say a shout out to Sione Katoa. I know you couldn't be here, brother, and I'm sorry to hear about your pop, but I'm really thinking of you. Year 8, that one's for you.
Thanks for your time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Brett Naden, wonderful football talent he is. So many of them in this Penrith side.